Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Liquid Digital Marketing Podcast. Today we are talking landing pages. What's the deal with landing pages and why do you need one? Well, let me tell you what a landing page isn't. A landing page is not your home page, your about page, or your contact page. It's a page created for a specific audience about a specific item with only one clear call to action for the visitor to take. You need to have a landing page if you have a specific business objective you're trying to achieve. So let's say you want someone to download your free lead magnet. You want to send them to a page that entices them to take the action you want them to take. Just that one action versus sending them to your home page where there's probably a bunch of call to actions, a bunch of directions you're sending people, and they have to navigate and make all of these decisions. So that is what a landing page is, and that is why you need one. You need to be able to send people to a page where they're going to take the one action you want them to take. Let's run down the details of what you need to create the perfect landing page. So I'm pulling this off of my notes, and my notes are our complete landing page checklist that you can download if you visit our website or the link in our bios of any of our social media platforms. But what we're going to do is we're going to walk through this. I'm going to share these different pieces and expand on them. Okay, so first off, you need to ensure that your landing page is created specifically for the offer. Meaning, let's say you're running an ad, Facebook, Instagram, Google, whatever, for socks. I don't know, socks. Let's say wool socks, or no, let's say some fashion socks. And you want to drive them to specifically a page that talks about these socks and why you should buy them. So your landing page should be specifically for that offer. And if that offer is buy one, get one free, or see how our socks can revolutionize your foot, then when they go to the landing page, that's the conversation that you should be having. That's the verbiage that should be on that landing page, is why that sock is revolutionary to your foot. Or if it's a buy one, get one free, then that offer, they should go and see, here's your buy one, get one free, or something like that, right? So it really should be very specific to the offer. Or another example is, let's say you're running a Memorial Day sale. Well, when they go to your page, they should see a Memorial Day sale content. It should be very specific to the offer. You do not want to send people to your homepage, to your about page, or your services page, or your contact page. Send them directly to a landing page. All right. Your landing page needs to focus on one single deliverable. So if you send them to a landing page, you want them to take an action. So maybe that action is to download. Maybe that action is to fill out a form and download. Maybe it is to schedule with you. Maybe it's to call you. Maybe it's to sign up for an event. Or maybe it's just to watch this video. It could be anything. But whatever the action is, you should have one action, one clear call to action, and you need to specify what that action is clearly. It's best if you can have these landing pages that don't have a navigation bar. Depending on the item, right? So like, for example, if you go to our site and go to our free resources, we keep the navigation bar up there because it's a pretty easy, it's a free download, right? But if I'm running a paid ad for someone to sign up for our, webinar, I'm not going to have all of our navigation and our footer and all of this stuff that's going to distract them. The only thing they can do is either 1, exit the page, or 2, sign up. Okay. Visitors need to be able to immediately understand your offer or and a lot of these are like we're gearing toward like running an ad, right? So, but they can be anything, right? They could just be organic traffic that you're sending from Instagram stories or something. Regardless, when they get there, they need to be able to easily understand the offer. All of the written content on the page needs to be valuable to the visitor and support the action you want them to take. All of the images and animations and videos and call to action need to be valuable to the visitor and correlate with the offer and the action you want them to take. Okay, the next item is you need to make sure that the design of your call to action is compelling. Your call to action buttons should be impossible to miss. They should be repeated where they make sense. So if you have a long scrolly page, you should be able to repeat the call to action in the different sections of your page. Use a contrasting color and provide ample white space around it. So it's not hidden and clustered. It's got a nice different color than the background, and it has a nice contrast. Okay. The call to action, so when I think call to action, it's a button, right? Maybe it's the button on the form, maybe it's the button in the sections to go to the different sections. It's best to use first-person pronouns and action-orientated verbs or a combination of the two. For example, get my free download, save my spot, etc., etc. What you don't want to use is submit. That one is not good. Let's talk about the form. So on your landing page, you have all of your content. At some point, you're going to have a form if you are having them, contact you or download something that through some gated form. Okay, so your form should only ask the important information, only the information you need. So if it's just a download, just first name and email, or just email. First name, if you can get it, is great because now you can start to have more personable conversations. Your form should be neatly arranged and doesn't force, this is a big one, doesn't force the visitor to make a decision, right? So they already have to decide whether they're going to download this or not. The last thing they should have to do is, as they're filling out the form, have to make even more decisions on what to do next. So keep that in mind. Your form should be simple, should be easy to navigate and clear. Every form field should be clearly labeled and understood what needs to go in there. And we already talked about the submit button. Should not just be submit. It should be something like, get my free download or sign me up. The next big piece in having a landing page that's going to convert is having the social proof where it needs to be. So a social proof is really going to convey trust and credibility to your visitor. Some examples of social proof are customer testimonials, customer reviews, customer logos, people you've worked with, maybe the trusted seals, or that it's a safe transaction, accreditations, accolades, any like awards you may have won, as seen on featured in media, any social media post where your followers or your customers have posted about you and validating you or your services. So similar to, I guess, a testimonial or review, but it could just be somebody posted something about you, which is out there a lot. So look for that. When you see it, save it. And then that way you can use it in your landing pages. Another thing is some numbers, like the number of downloads, customer count, or how many spots are left. Another thing is if you're selling something, you see that little pop-up that comes up and says, so-and-so just bought, so-and-so just bought, so-and-so just bought, stuff like that. That's social proof. So having your social proof on your landing page, but then not just on your landing page, by the call to action, the main call to action. So let's say at the bottom of your landing page, you have a form to fill out. That social proof is as close to that form as possible. So as people go to fill out the form, they see your social proof and they see the trust and the accreditation. So The other piece is a privacy policy link. So a lot of times this isn't probably going to help you convert necessarily, but it is a critical piece to have on your landing page because it is a lot of times a requirement if you're running like Facebook or Instagram ads. So keep that in mind. Make sure you have a privacy policy link on your landing page. That is a walkthrough of some of the highlights, some of the things that you need to pay attention to when you're creating a landing page, and a landing page that's going to convert. Another big thing that no matter what you're doing with your landing page, no matter how perfect, every rule, let's say you followed every rule, you've done everything you needed to do, this is the perfect landing page. The one thing you always have to do is test it. Test it against another landing page. Test the images, test the videos, test the headline, test the positioning and the placement of things. Always test it, because the one little thing that you change will be the difference maker. Where you place the button, what you say in the button, the color of the button. So there's so many things to test. You can always be testing, and you will find a winner. And it's not always what you think it would be. Always test. If you want to get our free download, go to our website, liquiddigital.com. I will also put it in the show notes here, where you can go and get this free download, our download checklist here. It's chocked full of everything you would need for your landing pages. And it's a checklist, so as you're creating them, you can just go through and start checking and make sure that you're hitting all of the points. You don't have to come back and remember everything we just talked about here. And we do in the checklist have like some extra little in-depth things like, did you have this and did you have that? So I do recommend that you go download this, and that way you have it for your reference. Again, I'll put the link in the show notes, or it's on our website at liquiddigital.com. And the download is the complete checklist landing pages that convert. If you found this episode helpful, please like and share, and don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you in the next episode.